Hi, it's Coach Suzi, and in this video, I want to explain a bit about my approach to the mechanics of weight loss. If you've read the Balanced Mind Diet book, you'll already know some of this. My approach has been heavily influenced by my hollow body, that's holistic body training, where the course leader Ronan Diego did not follow any particular diet or way of eating. His premise was that all the different ways of eating work if you actually follow them. So for myself, I ate keto for over 5 years, and that was a way of eating that I liked because I was never hungry and I could go without food for short periods of time without getting low on energy. The analogy I would use is that eating a high carb diet is like having kindling on a fire. They're small sticks of wood, they burn away quickly, and you're left with nothing. But eating keto is like putting a big log on the fire, and it burns steadily for a long period of time. When I ate a regular diet, I found that I needed to eat about 5 times a day, and I couldn't go without a meal or a snack without getting jittery and feeling like my blood sugar levels had dropped right down. But I know that keto is not right for everybody. We are all individuals, we have unique needs, we've got different genetic makeup, and our metabolism varies widely. So different things suit different people. There are lots of other ways of eating that are healthy for us. For example, Mediterranean diet, carnivore, vegetarian can be good if you make the effort to consume enough protein. So instead of recommending any particular way of eating, what I recommend is eating whole, natural foods. So these are meats, dairy, fruit, and vegetables, things that are not highly processed. Because I believe it's the processing of food that has messed up our systems and it causes a lot of weight gain. I used to think that carbs were the enemy and that a high carb diet would make me fat. But I realized that wasn't the problem. Just have a look at places like Japan and Vietnam, which I have personally visited. And although they eat a lot of rice, which I consider as high carb, there aren't many fat people. In both countries, you will find that fast food is not as readily available as it is in Australia and America, for instance, and it's not their main source of nourishment. In both Japan and Vietnam, they tend to prepare their food at home using whole natural ingredients, often locally grown, and the result can be seen in their bodies, which are, for the main part, lean and strong. A lot of people are unaware of how detrimental highly processed foods are, but just have a read of the contents list for any packet or jar of food that you pick up in the supermarket, and you'll see that they're full of additives. Most of that stuff has an adverse effect on your body chemistry. One option that's unhealthy, and a lot of people don't think about it, is the kind of oil you consume. My preference is for whole food fats like olive oil, butter, coconut oil, avocados, and nuts. And I'll go for these rather than use seed oils, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids, and they're problematic due to being industrially processed, using hexane, bleaching, deodorizing. They're easily oxidized and often derived from GMO crops with chemical exposure. The scientific data on seed oils is mixed. If you're eating a mainly healthy diet with just a small amount of seed oil used for cooking, then you probably don't need to stress about it. But the combination of fat with refined starches and or sugar is particularly harmful and will interfere with weight loss. Most people unknowingly consume seed oils through ultra-processed foods or deep-fried foods. The fat-sugar-starch combination is driving the metabolic crisis, and fried foods use huge amounts of seed oils. Extra virgin cold-pressed olive oil is expensive to buy, so not generally used in restaurants and fast food places. You can get an early warning as to whether or not your way of eating is helping or harming your body by having a look at your metabolism. There are some blood tests you can do. I'll upload a separate information sheet on metabolism as it's really important. All I'll say for now is poor metabolism, particularly as seen in metabolic syndrome, is a precursor to several diseases, including cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. Metabolic syndrome, characterized by conditions like central obesity, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and abnormal cholesterol triglyceride levels, significantly increases the risk of these conditions. Poor metabolism is fixed by avoiding ultra-processed foods and eating whole natural foods. So that's my take on the food side of the equation, but I'm not advocating that you try to immediately switch your eating from whatever style or pattern of eating you have now to a total transformation into eating only whole natural foods. One of the things we need to understand about how our brain works is that sudden drastic changes upset our subconscious mind, which is trying to keep things easy and safe for us. It gives rise to resistance. It also requires willpower that we can't sustain over time. And so drastic action, while you might think it's necessary to lose weight, is actually going to work against you. And an approach of taking consistent action over time is what will bring you the lifestyle changes that you need to make it possible for you to effortlessly maintain your ideal weight. You will see in my topic on habits in the course how we can set ourselves up for change that lasts. Another thing I need to mention at this stage is the balanced approach to exercise. Of the two things, diet and exercise, the most important for weight loss is what you eat. Your diet is responsible for 80% of your body shape, and exercise accounts for only 20%. You will have seen this for yourself if you go to the gym and you see people turning up there day after day and regularly working out, but their body shape doesn't change much. They still have a big belly. And that tells me that the way they're eating is not supporting them with the kind of body transformation that they're trying to bring about. And that's why I say not to go hard on exercise, especially at the beginning, because it releases cortisol due to the stress that it puts on your body, and cortisol inhibits weight loss. So you're really working against yourself. All I would recommend is some gentle walking, say 30 minutes 3 times a week. The main part of my approach to weight loss is dealing with the mental game, which is something that's been largely ignored. But you can, without realizing it, be tripping yourself up every step of the way. A lot of it is based on what's happened to you in the past and your past failures. But, I'm here to tell you that your past doesn't define your future. And I want to encourage you that it is possible for you to get control over your eating and be successful in becoming the kind of person who effortlessly maintains their ideal weight. Of course, just thinking about it doesn't make it so. You have to take action. So get started today on the New You Weight Loss Identity Reno topics and start paving that pathway to the future that you desire.